Welcome back to the show. We got a great one lined up for you today. You're going to want every single second of this. Somebody roll that beautiful intro.
Digital Perspectives with Brad Kimes. Come on in.
Welcome back to the show. You can follow us on Twitter, YouTube, and digperspectives.com for exclusive content. Right now, $2.54 trillion market cap for crypto. The market is off by 0.7%. Bitcoin, 67,900 plus, 3,200 plus for Ethereum, 114.3 billion plus market cap for Tether. USDC is 34 billion plus market cap. Number 7 spot is where XRP is sitting this morning at 60 cents. We're off by 0.7 on the 24, but up by 3% on the 7-day. Careful what we call progress, but there's a lot in the making in the fundamental news, and you're going to want every single bit of it, ranging between 59 and 61 cents. Let's get started right here. Link to, ladies and gentlemen, the home for private equity and the best private equity in the world. Listen, the markets are about to explode. I'm about to show you information where the new administration, the Trump administration, is telling you they are going to bless Bitcoin and crypto broadly and make it so everyone can play in it with clarity and a legal framework. And it's coming in a big way. And I'm super excited, which means there's going to be tons of money pouring into the bricks and shovels, the picks and shovels and the bricks and mortar that are building this space before our eyes. And where can you find them? Right here at Link 2. That's where. Look, there's no secret here. This is the best opportunity in the world. Private equity creates more wealth than you could ever imagine. You got to click the link and just check this out. Sign in, register, get started. You wouldn't believe how many of you are actually registered or how many people qualify for private equity and don't even know it, hearing my voice. And you think it takes too long, I don't have time or whatever. You can do this in less than 5 minutes. In less than 5 minutes and fund your account. It's a remarkable opportunity. Please check it out. And if you're not accredited yet, hang in there. You're about to close the gap. So you should go sign up and register just so you can start getting familiar with the products, because you too may be accredited much sooner than you think. U.S. House of Representatives call for new SEC chair and pro-crypto VP candidate. Oh boy, this is all the Dems are scrambling here. And shout out to Wiley Nickel, who is doing what he can to rally his party along with Ro Khanna. I tell you, there is a faction of Democrats who do understand crypto and digital assets, blockchain, DLT, and they know how all of this is going to help usher in the new fourth industrial revolution. And if we get this right, the United States can still be a leader in that fourth industrial revolution. And God bless them for knowing it. And Wiley Nickel's a great guy. I've met him in person, and I know personally he is doing everything he can to educate the Democratic Party on how important this issue is. But the work is not done. And Kamala Harris' campaign seeks reset with crypto companies. Interesting, especially in light of the fact that members of the vice president's team are said to have met with Ripple, Coinbase, and Circle. And they still haven't gotten this stance figured out. Well, we're going to show you before you get out of here, how do you talk to people and let them know that your stance is very clear. But before we get to that, let's take a look at this. And I'm asking you, all of you, if you haven't done it, even if you have done it, if you haven't maxed out your donation to John Deaton, which is $6,600, please go donate. Look, you can do $20, okay? Whatever you're able to do. This is important because unseating Senator Warren, Elizabeth Warren, is absolutely critical impact to eliminating Operation Choke Point 2.0. It isn't going to stop with just voting for a new administration. We got to get rid of Elizabeth Warren. She's a senator on her own term. The only way to fire her is to vote in John Deaton. And John needs our help. And he helped us. Let's give him what he needs and donate. No doubt about it. Excuse me. Awesome to hear Robert Kennedy Jr. preach pro-Bitcoin policy in Nashville. And this is Cody Carbone from the Digital Chamber. Shout out to him. And this is a remarkable clip coming up. This is Senator Marshall leaves anti-crypto army And this is absolutely from the education from the digital chamber that got him to leave Senator Warren's anti-crypto army. Take a listen really quickly.
So the good news is that there's actually some.
One second here. I know you had trouble with the audio. 1 second. I'm going to fix this. Okay, here we are. Sorry about that. Take a listen to this quick clip.
So the good news is that there's actually some lawmakers that are starting to read between the lines and understand, hey, this is kind of scammy and probably is not real. And of course, if you look at the co-sponsors of this, I'll zoom in on this so you guys can get some of these names. If they're in your district, you should let them know. Reach out to them. Let them know what your position on it. Right now, the good thing is that Senator Marshall, Roger Marshall, out of Kansas, a Republican, has left the committee. So he's withdrawn from that. This is a big deal because it starts to set the tone, I think, for a lot of people. And we're starting to see this more and more in D.C., especially with all the lobbyists and the efforts that we've seen within the group out there. So nothing more.
And obviously the Digital Chamber's done a lot of work in this area celebrating that victory at Nashville Bitcoin, or Bitcoin Nashville. So take a listen to this clip here of U.S. presidential candidate Robert F. Kennedy Jr. says, I understand that tomorrow President Trump may announce his plan to authorize U.S. government to buy 1 million Bitcoin as a strategic reserve asset, and he applauds it. Go.
Or the dollar is the unchallenged global reserve currency. And just as Bitcoin can fortify the dollar, it can also secure America's position in cyberspace. I understand that tomorrow President Trump may announce his plan to build a Bitcoin Fort Knox and authorize the U.S. government to buy 1 million Bitcoin as a strategic reserve asset. And I applaud that announcement, and we should all applaud it.
I could see Robert F. Kennedy Jr. becoming a part of Trump's cabinet. Now, you guys know personally, I was hoping for a Trump and RFK Jr. VP ticket, but it didn't happen. But that doesn't mean that he might not have a place someday in his cabinet, because we know that Robert F. Kennedy Jr. was wrongfully snubbed by his own party. And this same thing, remember, it happened the same thing they did to Bernie Sanders, who I think is a piece of garbage. But nevertheless, Robert F. Kennedy Jr., I like a lot of what Robert F. Kennedy Jr. stands for and how he reveals a lot of the government corruption and the things that have happened, especially with the recent shutdown of the world that we had. But nevertheless, great remarks from him, but we have a lot more to go here. This is Senator Cynthia Lummis, who needs to change her position and back John Deaton instead of backing Ian Kane, who is a Democratic plant by Senator Warren. I hope that she doesn't know that, because if she does, it makes her really bad. But listen to this clip about what she's just introduced, which is not bad.
This is the solution. This is the answer. This is our Louisiana Purchase moment. Thank you, Bitcoin.
And basically what it is Senator Lummis is introduced here a piece of legislation about Bitcoins becoming a reserve asset by the U.S. government, okay? And Donald Trump says Bitcoin will one day probably surpass the market cap of gold. And here is a clip of him saying basically that Operation Choke Point 2.0's got to go. Take a listen if you're pro-crypto.
When we see the attacks on crypto, it's a part of a much larger pattern that's being carried out by the same left-wing fascists to weaponize government against any threat to their power. They've done it to me.
They sure did. And that's exactly what they're doing here. And take a listen to these clips.
Be a possibility. There's never been anything like it. And I don't think you've ever seen anything like it. And most people have no idea what the hell it is. You know that, right? So what happens when they figure it out? That's going to really be something. Bitcoin is not just a marvel of technology. As you know, it's a miracle of cooperation and human achievement. And a lot of relationships that are formed. I just did a meeting, a roundtable with a lot of the leaders, and it's amazing. There's a great...
And I got more for you here. You want to hear all the key highlights, and you're going to get it right now. Take a listen.
Upon taking office, I will immediately appoint a Bitcoin and crypto presidential advisory council. Would anybody like to be on that particular council? Please raise your hand. Their task will be to design transparent regulatory guidance for the benefit of the entire industry, and they will get it done in 100 days. We will have regulations, but from now on, the rules will be written by people who love your industry, not hate your industry, people that want to make it clear and simple, straightforward and fair.
There you go.
People that want to see your industry thrive, not dive. Next, I will immediately order the Treasury Department and other federal agencies to cease and desist all steps necessary, because, you know, there's a thing going on in your industry. They want to move the creation of a central bank digital currency. It's over. Forget it.
Yeah. And
I will immediately shut down Operation Choke Point 2.0.
there you go. Send that to Kamala Harris. If they're looking for a pivot on crypto, this is what a pivot on crypto would need to look like. Right?
They shut down Operation Choke Point 2.0.
And that means unseating Senator Elizabeth Warren, who's the general of that anti-crypto army.
They want to choke you. They want to choke you out of business. We're not going to let that happen.
And not too long ago, he wanted to do it too, but he's turned a new leaf, and I'm damn happy for it. And we all want this clip, don't we?
We're going to let it grow. On day one, I will fire Gary Gensler and appoint a new SEC chairman.
Now, see, this is what it looks like when you see a man not speak in a tacit and cowardly way. Evasive, right? Big difference between the way you hear Gary go, I'm not going to speak to any one particular product. I can't do this. I can't do that. Every time you talk to these people from this current administration we have, it's the 10,000 reasons why I can't tell you why I really want to do something. Instead of just talking like someone with a backbone.
We're going to let it grow. On day one, I will fire Gary Gensler and appoint a new SEC chairman.
That's what crypto clarity needs to look like, right?
I didn't know he was that unpopular.
Well, he's getting fired now.
Well, I didn't know he was that unpopular. Let me say it again.
Come on now.
On day one, I will fire Gary Gensler. Whoa.
There is no stopping the fact that crypto clarity is coming, ladies and gentlemen, because he just made it so.
And we'll appoint a new SEC chairman who believes America should build the future, not block the future, which is what they're doing. And Kamala Harris wants to make him Treasury Secretary. That's not good. That's not good. He was Hillary Clinton's finance person. Did you know that? Crooked Hillary. Remember Crooked Hillary? Do you remember her? Anybody remember? He was the finance chairman of Hillary Clinton's campaign against the gentleman known as Donald Trump.
Now, what's hilarious about him asking that audience if everybody remembers Hillary Clinton and her campaign and that Gary Gensler worked for her and the place is quiet as hell. because he's not at a Trump rally. Where he is, he's in a room full of people that have been embracing these pieces of shit that have been beating us all down. People like Mike Novogratz who still think that it's the answer to vote for somebody on the left who's got Operation Choke Point 2.0, killing us all. And these people sitting in that room are quiet as hell because they're like, well, we actually probably voted for Hillary. Don't you love it? You got to pull the lever for the guy you never thought would give you what you actually need. That's the way life usually works. Take a listen.
We're going to let it grow. On day one, I will fire Gary Gensler and appoint a new SEC chairman.
Those are all Dems and Hillary Clinton fans. That's how you become a one-issue voter, ladies and gentlemen. Just like that. And the message to everybody.
Rule that every Bitcoiner knows by heart. Never sell your Bitcoin, right?
That's a get out your seat moment. He knew what he was saying here. And to the extent of dollar dominance around the world, I want you to take a listen to what he says here, because he talks about creating a framework to enable safe, responsible expansion of stablecoins. And I have a sneaky suspicion that the XRP ledger, XLM, and XDC and other real protocols that have been working to be a complement inside of the financial system will get their due. The Circle, the Stellar, the XRP and Ripple. These are the things that I see to be core foundation for United States infrastructure to serve and interact with the world. And we're just waiting for the legislation to turn it all on. Take a listen here.
As part of our effort to provide regulatory clarity, we will create a framework to enable the safe and responsible expansion of stable coins. Do you know what a stable coin is?
We sure
Does anybody
do.
know? Please raise your hand.
How about the real US dollar? Yeah.
Allowing us to extend the dominance of the US dollar to new frontiers all around the world.
There you go.
America will be richer, the world will be better, and there will be billions and billions of people brought into crypto economy and storing their savings in Bitcoin.
And other digital assets, but the idea that we're going to get a framework to enable a safe, responsible expansion of stable coins is super on time when you know that we're about to launch the real USD on the XRP ledger and the Ethereum network. But keep in mind, the XRP ledger is a decentralized exchange for the world, but it isn't a decentralized exchange for anything unless the world's plugged into it. And you need stable coins and CBDCs alike as the vehicles, the transfer of value vehicles for all of this to truly work and to feel its full intended use. And with that, we see Dark Defender tells us we're looking at a daily bull flag XRP ready to break. I say let it go. Enjoy your day. I'll catch all of you on the next one. Not financial advice from me or anyone else. Join us in the Freedom Zone. You're going to want every bit of this right now. We're losing our country, but maybe, just maybe, we can get it back. All right, welcome back, everybody. Let's get into this. I'm going to play a clip for you right here